Welcome to the most intense financial showdown the Premier League has ever seen. Arsenal, Liverpool, and Manchester United versus Manchester City. This isn't just about football, it's about money, power, and the fight for dominance off the pitch. What happens when three of the most iconic football clubs try to bring down the financial powerhouse that is Manchester City? Well, let's look into how these giants tried to topple City's reign using the Premier League rulebook and how they might have shot themselves in the foot. Before we start the video, stop messing around and start smashing the bookies with free professional football tips in the comments and description section. Please also make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Cheers. First, we need to understand the foundation of Manchester City's rise. City's success on the pitch over the last decade has been nothing short of extraordinary, thanks to the financial backing of their owners from Abu Dhabi, particularly Sheikh Mansour. This allowed City to inject hundreds of millions into their squad, stadium, and facilities, transforming them into one of the most dominant forces in football. However, it wasn't just raw spending that gave City an edge. Their sponsorship deals with Abu Dhabi-based companies, such as Etihad Airways, were crucial. Critics, including Arsenal, Liverpool, and Manchester United, argued that these deals were inflated because they were linked to the club's ownership. This provided City with an unfair advantage, allowing them to operate beyond the limits of financial fair play. By 2023, City's dominance had become undeniable. After winning 4 Premier League titles in a row, the likes of Arsenal, Liverpool, and Manchester United had seen enough. These clubs believed that Manchester City's financial practices, especially their sponsorship deals, were bending the rules of the game. These clubs, along with others like Tottenham and Chelsea, pushed for stricter regulations within the Premier League. Their focus? The Associated Party Transactions (APT) rules. These rules are meant to ensure that any sponsorship deal involving companies linked to a club's ownership is done at a fair market value. The trio argued that City's deals with Abu Dhabi firms were not at fair market value and inflated City's revenues. Arsenal, Liverpool, and United believed this allowed City to outspend their rivals unfairly. The Premier League agreed, and the rules were tightened in an attempt to curb City's financial power. But Manchester City weren't going to let these rule changes go without a fight. They challenged the Premier League's new regulations in court, claiming that the changes were unfair and discriminatory. The crux of City's argument? The exclusion of shareholder loans from the scrutiny applied to sponsorship deals. Now, why does that matter? Because clubs like Arsenal, Liverpool, and Manchester United themselves rely on shareholder loans to finance major projects. For example, Arsenal owes around £250 million to Kroenke Sports and Entertainment, while Liverpool still owes Fenway Sports Group £71.4 million from an interest-free loan used to rebuild Anfield. In City's view, it was hypocritical for these clubs to attack their sponsorship deals while benefiting from loans that are not subject to the same fair market value tests. And in court, City scored a massive victory. The panel ruled that the Premier League's regulations, as they stood, were unlawful because they unfairly excluded shareholder loans from scrutiny. So, what does this ruling mean for Arsenal, Liverpool, and Manchester United? Well, it's a classic case of a plan backfiring. Not only did they fail to curb City's financial power, but the ruling also exposed their own financial practices to scrutiny. Shareholder loans, like the ones these clubs rely on, could now be subject to tighter regulations if the Premier League decides to amend the rules. To make matters worse, City's victory doesn't just strengthen their position, it could open the door for more aggressive spending from clubs like Newcastle United, who are now also state-backed. Arsenal, Liverpool, and United may have inadvertently made it easier for clubs with deep pockets to spend even more. So, what happens next? The Premier League finds itself in a tricky position. While the court ruled against the APT rules as they currently stand, it also supported the need for financial regulations to maintain competitive balance. The league will likely have to revise the rules to ensure they apply fairly to all forms of investment, including shareholder loans. The challenge now is balancing the need for financial fairness with the realities of modern football. Clubs like Arsenal, Liverpool, and Manchester United might have to rethink their strategies if they want to compete with the financial powerhouses of Manchester City and Newcastle. This battle isn't just about one season or one club, it's about the future of football. As the game becomes more global and the money involved skyrockets, the lines between fair competition and financial domination are getting blurrier. The question is, can the Premier League, or any league for that matter, truly regulate this? Or are we heading toward an era where only the richest clubs will have a shot at success? For fans, it's a tough pill to swallow. On one hand, you want your club to have the best players and resources. On the other, you want the league to remain competitive and fair. The decisions made in boardrooms and courtrooms over the next few years will shape the future of the beautiful game. One thing is clear, this isn't the end of the story. Arsenal, Liverpool and Manchester United tried to bring down Manchester City, but they may have only strengthened their biggest rival. What do you think? Was their plan flawed from the start? Or is there still hope for financial fairness in football? Let us know in the comments below.